Hi, I'm Josh, and welcome to MediaLeaders.com. On today's video, I'm going to show you the 8 steps I use to edit video and create content. Very scrappy, as you can see by the use of my old school menu. One, we're going to create content. I'm going to show you how I created a Google Hangout with somebody to announce their new product. I interviewed them, but that's just the start. I'm going to show you how we create our graphics that we use, and then I'm going to show you what music I use and where I get it. And then we're going to import the media into Camtasia Studio, and I'll show you how I use the software. I'm just going to let you look over my shoulder. Then we're going to edit the video intro, which I think is really crucial. We're going to adjust the audio. We're going to edit the video exit or the end at the end of the video, and then we're going to produce and share it, and I'll show you the product you can use to upload it to YouTube. Let's get started. Without further ado, I'm Josh. I'm so excited to have you here today. Take a look at my screen. Let's jump over real fast and show you what we have going on here. Now, this is Camtasia Studio, and now remember our first step was to look at a Google Hangout. So I set up a Google Hangout with somebody earlier, and this is what the end product's gonna look like. It's me introing, and then you have the slide, if you will, and then it does a little bit of a 3D thing, and it comes back to me and goes, great, here we go, and we're gonna intro this person, and we interview somebody in Italy. We're gonna work on a little bit of a different file, but so you have an intro, as you can see right here. You have a slide with some music, and you have then me jumping into it. Now, it's also important to note, we're going to look at the end of this. So you have the beginning down here, as you can see, and then the end of it looks a little something like this, where I thank everybody for being on the video, for watching it, telling them they can click the link below or subscribe above. And then I say, thank you so much for watching it. I'll see you on a future video. And then watch, it kind of just fades out and it goes to, you can buy this product here. And that's where on the video, we will add on YouTube, there's a little bit of music in the background, we'll add on YouTube where you can click that and also click the link below. So very simple, but let me show you what we do. So first things first, I'm gonna open up a new file or a file I've set up, recent projects. This is the one we wanna work on. Notice how it's actually, no, this is the wrong one. So let's go recent projects. We're going to open this one. Here we go. Notice how it's blank down here. I just have the music. So here's what we're going to do first. We want to go ahead and let's go ahead and drop in the video. Now, how did I get that in there? First things first, I shot a Google. Let me step back one sec. I shot a Google Hangout. And if you go to YouTube and you shoot a Google Hangout, here's tactical tip number 1 for you. When you go to your YouTube and you've already shot a Google Hangout, you can then download them by going into your videos. Go to youtube.com, click in the upper right on your Creator Studio, go to videos. So just get to videos somehow. There's always all kinds of different ways. Click next to the video that you like, click download MP4. Do you see that? That's the only way I found how to get to this. You can download a video file of your Google Hangout. You can if you are the administrator of a YouTube channel, you can download all those. Sweet. Once you've downloaded those, you can then put them in a certain file like I do on my website, on my hard drive. Here's the video file. I drag it over from here over into my clip bin. This is Camtasia. You can click below to buy Camtasia on Amazon. I love it. It's a great product. I use it every day. I paid full price for it. I did not get it for free. I also use their product called Snagit. Pretty awesome. Okay, next. Now that we've done that, let me show you how I created my slide graphics. Remember number 2. So I went over to Google Presentations and I created slide graphics here. So what I did here is I opened up a new presentation. You can do that in Google Drive by just clicking on File, New, click on Presentation. And I created a 16:9 black background, put a logo here, vertical bar, and write out the actual name of the company. Cool. And then what I do is I go to use this. You can use the free software called, well, I use Snagit Editor. So let me just show you how I do this. I click on this editor button, it's in another window, and it lets me screen grab this. And when I screen grab it, you can use any screen grab software you want. You can screen grab it, it opens it up. I go File Save, Control S in here, and I save it as Silvertel Wireless Charging. Okay, cool. So you get the idea. So then what it's done, it's just saved that image. And the reason is it's a scrappy way to create a really sexy little thing. So when I say thing, I mean opening slide. You want to communicate with people visually, and then you also want to communicate with them with the video. So let's go ahead and grab the video first. We've already got the audio, the music over there. You won't be able to hear it quite yet because it's probably not loud enough. Let me see if I can turn it up. Maybe you can hear that in the background. So that's kind of just a cool intro. It's called the high school. That's what they call the file, but it doesn't really matter. Next, let's go grab the video. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to drag it down here on track 1. Why down there? Because I already have stuff on some of the other tracks over here. I wanted to be careful not to cut it off. Now notice how you see the audio files down here. Awesome. There's actually a place where and I'm not sure if you can see this, but I always ask a question in the beginning of my videos. What do you mean, Josh? Well, it's me going, have you ever had an issue? Well, today we're going to talk about this. And I pause. And do you see that pause there? This is the beauty behind audio files and nonlinear video. What is nonlinear video? Back in the day, they used to edit on tapes. Now we're not doing that anymore. Okay, first things first, right-click and click Edit Audio. Right-click and click Edit Audio. Watch this. Up here in the upper left, you can see Enable Volume Leveling. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the full screen button. Make it full screen so that this small text is visible to you. Enable Volume Leveling. And then what happens is, did you see how that changed down at the bottom? Look at the bottom. Look at my audio file. It's all over the board in dynamic. This clears it up so it's really easy, and it makes me not sound like I'm yelling versus quiet versus yelling. And it also normalizes the audio of my guest presenter. Neat little trick that only Camtasia seems to have right now. Oh, there might be other ones. I don't really care. My point is, you get the idea. You can high volume variation, low volume, which gives you more dynamic stuff. I do medium, and it seems to work well. If you're outdoors, click Enable Noise Removal. And it does this whole enabling. I wasn't outdoors. There's no clicking or background or anything else. Okay. You can also bring the volume up 1 or 2 clicks. I'm just going to bring it up 1 because sometimes it's a little quiet. Next thing, now that we've got the audio fixed down here, next thing we're going to do is we're going to find the intro. So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to grab this. How do I know that's the intro? I'm using the audio to then tell me where the beginning of the video is. Watch.
Have you ever wanted to implement wireless charging?
Okay, now I have an annoying breathing in. I'm a dork. So I'm going to zoom in here by clicking the little zoom button real fast, that little zooming in. And then I like that intro. I just don't want to hear myself do that. Okay, so let me click on the audio. I'm in the audio tab. Do you see that right there? I'm in the audio tab. And now what we're going to do is click fade in. Watch carefully what happens to the bottom of the screen in the green area. Did you see that fade in? Now I'm going to grab this little tiny guy right here, and I'm going to drag him to the left. What that does is it removes my... So here we go.
Have you ever wanted...
So you hear it a lot less. You could also grab this little guy and drag him to the right and then click fade in again. I don't know if that'll probably break it all over again. But there's a way sometimes to add another one. Let me see if I can add one more. Sometimes there is a way to do that. That copies it. This will add an audio point. So watch this. Did you see how there's another audio point? And I just clicked that button right there, add audio point. So now what I can do is I can drag that over. I can drag this over, and we're really kind of playing. It's kind of cool. This is all about levels. I clicked the wrong button there, jumped over, my bad. Now listen to it very carefully.
Have you ever wanted to implement...
Now that got rid of my breathing in. You'll see it on the final product. It's difficult for you to hear this, but it ends up working pretty well. Okay, so let's drag this over to the left. That's kind of how I like to start with things. Next thing is you click on this once. I like to click in the middle of where my audio is lacking or nothing, and I click this little tiny split button right there. Boom. Splits them into 2 files. Ooh, nice. Then I'm going to drag this over just a little bit so I have a small portion right there to play with. I'll show you why. I'm going to drag this over so I have a small portion to play with. Boom. I'm going to drag them apart a little bit. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit right here, and I'm going to go back over to the clip bin in that tab to the far left. Go grab that screenshot that I brought in, drag it right here, put it down here. Now the length of this right now, if I double click on it, I think it shows the length. I might be wrong, but we're just going to trust that that's the right length, I think, for right now, because I think it brought it in the right thing. I'll show you. If something goes wrong, I'll show you what to do. So back over to clip bin, I grabbed that, I dragged it down here. You want this on the same level as your other items. So, and I'll show you why here in just a sec. Now you see all this other stuff over there. We're going to drag it a little bit closer, but not get it in the way. I'll show you why. We're going to do a little bit of fun editing here. Oh, this is fun, Josh. No, it's not, but you'll get the idea. Okay, bring this up just a little bit. Let's bring this up and over and close to it. Now let me show you what we're going to do here. I edit from left to right for a reason. I'll show you why. If we were to play this, let's get the audio there. Now, we could play it without the audio, but I'm going to show you how this all ties together. I intro, and as I say, hey, have you ever had this issue? Well, today we're going to talk about this. And then the music starts up. It goes dun 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 dun, and then we're going to have this image 3D fly in. 3D's, oh, Josh, you're a little crazy there. Well, don't worry about it, because I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to 3D flip in. How are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to click on transitions. I'm going to grab the flip, and I'm going to drag it. Do you see how I made those two video things touch each other? The picture and also the audio, which is also a video file. I'm going to drag it right there. So what happens now, and I'm going to drag it again. You can drag any one of these to an intersection of these two things. Josh, what does that do? Well, look how the audio, the music in the background goes and then it's at max and goes down. Technically, I have this music. If I click edit audio, I have this music set at about 10%. Why do you have it set 13%? And the reason for that is sometimes the music is so clean and rich, it drowns out my audio of my voice. So to fix that, we do that here. Now, let me go back. I think I did my transitions wrong. I think I need another flip one here. There we go. We've got a flip and a flip. What does that look like? Okay, here we go. Let's just do it from the beginning.
Have you ever wanted to implement wireless charging into your next product, but you didn't know where to start? Well, today we're going to look at a wireless charging evaluation kit that might save you 6 to 9 months of development time.
And there's the music. It's delayed because you're looking at Google+, but watch.
Hi, I'm Josh from semiconductorstore.com, and today I'm excited to have...
Okay, great. So you get the idea. Do you see how clean that was? It starts with a question. It starts with what we're going to talk about. It goes into this slide, which is really clean. It does a simple little tiny 3D system. Great. It's up there for 5 seconds. The music goes out.
Hi,
I'm Josh. Perfect. Good. Nice little intro, right? And then I jump into this guy.
Have on the video, Gus.
Cool. So we have Gus, and he's in the UK. Here we go. Boom. Okay, so we've got the intro. Now, I notice how I don't really need a fade in here. Maybe you could. I don't know, but I don't need really any advanced stuff. When people press play on YouTube, I want it to go straight to me. I don't need fancy stuff.
Have you ever wanted to implement wireless?
Perfect. Okay, great. So we're good. Now, Josh, what's the next step? Okay, so we've talked about Google Hangout content, how to put it in here, how to create the slide graphics, how to import the media into our clip bin by dragging and dropping it from our hard drive. And we downloaded this media from YouTube. Let me show you where I got the music just real fast. You ready? Here we go. I went to a royalty-free music company. I bought it. It's called audiojungle.net. Do you see this? It's hard if you go full screen, audiojungle.net. Audio Jungle also owns Code Canyon, Theme Forest, Graphic River. We use Photo Dune and Audio Jungle. It's pretty awesome. So I downloaded this. I bought it for 20 bucks, 10 bucks. I don't know what but I own it. I get the chance to use it within certain limitations for my projects. Great. I didn't steal it from Justin Bieber or another thing. I don't get in trouble. When you buy audio, you use it on YouTube. YouTube goes, we don't know where this came from. We don't have the rights usage thing from Universal Music Group or any of these other music groups. Therefore, our algorithm does not know where this is from. You're welcome to use it however you want. If you steal an audio file from somebody else, it then will restrict how you use that. You'll find out what I mean someday the hard way, unfortunately. So I just go and buy it. Saves me a lot of time. Plus, this is a client's file. Okay, next. Well, it's not a client's file. I bought it, but it's a client's project. Next, edit the video intro. We just did. I promised you would do that. We adjusted the audio, which I showed you, by right-clicking and clicking Edit Audio. And then we enabled volume leveling. We did that on the raw audio file so that it applied to both files before we split it. Did you notice that? Now I don't have to keep doing it every time. And then we're going to edit the video exit or the end or whatever you want to call that at the end. Like, hey, thanks for watching us today. Come back next time. Click over here, click the zoom in button. I've got my high school same audio file. I duplicated it or grabbed it and whatever. And then I have this standard file over here that says buy this at this website, and it's long. And that's because I love an exit and I love a long, clean something at the end, because what it does is it gives people the chance to click the video or go below, and it avoids YouTube from getting the opportunity to throw them into another video. So here's what the audio looks like. Didn't want to click that. Don't know how to get rid of that. Okay.
Well, if you want to learn more, I'm Josh. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.
Okay, I'm Josh. See you on the next video. Now, I want my audio to kick in. Let's do that with the audio.
Learn more. I'm Josh. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.
Great. Audio sounds good. Now we're going to go get rid of this little transition, put the music there, and the transition.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
On the next video. Have a next video. Now this works with just a cut. That's great. And if you want to get old school, you can just do that. I think that's really nice. You could also do anything else. I'm going to do a flip. It's kind of silly. It's kind of fun.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.
Okay, now you're watching this in a very interesting screen capture software, so it looks really choppy to you, but trust me that it's clean in the final YouTube results. So it looks great. There's music in the background. Buy this product at semiconductorstore.com. Awesome. It goes to, then the audio fades out, and this fades to black at the very end. And then that's what happens. That's awesome. Okay, so now we've got the exit. Let's watch it one more time.
And implement wireless charging into your next product. It really does make it that easy. You can subscribe.
Once again, it's choppy for you, but it works for me.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.
See you on the next video. Music works. Buy this product. Awesome, clean. Looking good, my friends. So let's just go test it. Now, there's one thing I didn't do that I should have done. We edited the end, but technically I want to go through here and edit something out. Our guest made a small mistake, so I'm going to go watch this real quick. And we are going to.
So yeah, I've got two.
He made a little mistake.
Great. As you can see, these boards are made of our module.
So he pauses a little bit.
Yeah, and an off-the-shelf Qi compatible coil.
So hang out with me here for just a sec while we watch him do this.
It is to develop a
and
Qi compatible product.
I encourage you to watch all your videos as you're doing this.
To be added is the Qi coil, which is off the shelf, and we list a couple of examples in our datasheet.
Great. And real quick, the Qi.
Okay, so let's go through.
So yeah, I can tell you. I'll tell you.
So here's what's nice. You can actually use the audio to see where the breaks are. Do you see these little things I'm using right here? There's actually a mess up here somewhere.
It uses. It uses.
See how he's pausing?
Inductive couplings.
So see how he says that, and then he says, "Can we?"
Let me see if I understand this. You can power it with 19 volts or 5 volts, right?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in here. As you can see, now everybody makes mistakes. I make a million of them. So
yeah, I can tell you. I'll tell you what the Qi is basically an international standard now. And it's
there was something distracting him in the background. If I would tell other people on video, Google Hangouts, don't look behind you. I'm the only thing in the room, right?
Standard for sending power and communications wirelessly from one product to another.
Great. So what I'll probably do here, my friends, is I will cut. See that? I just clicked cut. I knew where I was at. Boom.
Mm-hmm. Without the need of, obviously it's wirelessly, so there's no need to plug in cables or connectors or anything.
Great. Okay, that's another one. Let's cut. Great. So now we know where the good little segments are.
It uses.
And then this isn't good.
It uses.
And then he's looking. See how he's looking at other people that are talking to him?
It's all right. And let me see if I understand this. You can power it with.
And so let me go to what I say. Let me see what I can understand this.
Let me see if I.
So let's go ahead and do that. Let's cut that too. So what we're essentially doing, and you have to highlight this file that you want to cut. That way, if there's things above it or below it, you're not jumping them. I want to delete this. Watch. because that's what I don't want. So I don't even have to go back. Now we know that it's clean and it looks good. And this is me talking. Let me see if I understand this.
19 volts
or 5 volts, right?
So yeah.
Great.
Can we start again?
Why don't we just take a quick look at the product, the demo? Can you tilt the camera down and show us how quickly, and this is amazing how fast it works.
So,
and then this is perfect. Now he does say, can we start again? But I think I'm just going to leave that in because I think it's fine. I think he did a great job. And then what we'll do here is
we have 2 different types of transmitter module. One
2 different types of transistor, and that is really the only mistake he makes. Now, Josh, what are you gonna do with this gap? Let me show you a little trick. And because you've stuck with me, we're gonna get to the good stuff now. Okay, so if you go like this and then you drag it, and did you see how I highlighted everything to the right? What if I didn't do that? Let's go Control Z. What if I just grabbed this one? Watch. See that gap at the right? Now I have to grab everything and try and sync it up. It ruined my transition there too because it's a transition that uses both files. So Control Z, I undid it. If you have a Mac, it's whatever command. So I highlight everything so it maintains that transition over there to the right, and then I can drag it over here to the left. Did you see that? So then now I can play these.
From one product to another. Without the need of, obviously it's wirelessly, so there's no need to plug in cables or connectors or anything.
Let me see if I understand this. You can power it with 19 volts or 5 volts, right?
So yeah.
Great.
Can we start again?
Why don't we just take...
Now, so what I can do here is also, my friends, cut this and grab this, and let's see if that will work too, and get rid of when he says, can we start again? And I'll also probably put a little bit of a transition between the laughter part. So let's zoom in. Once again, we all make mistakes.
Standard for sending power and communications.
Power and communications wireless
to another. Without the need of, obviously it's wirelessly, so there's no need to plug in cables or connectors or anything.
Let me see if I understand this.
So now what I'll do is I'll put a quick little tiny fade right there because there's a laughter.
Connectors or anything.
Let me see if I understand this. You can power it with 19 volts or 5 volts, right?
So yeah.
Why don't we just take a quick look at the product, the demo? Can you tilt the camera down and...
That's awesome. Okay, so it actually looks really, really clean now. And I think we're all set, my friends. Now, I would encourage you to go watch the whole thing, your video, but now you've seen in just a few minutes how I've tossed things together, and now it's ready to produce. I'm going to show you, review what we've done first, and then I'm going to show you how I produce it. Not the only way to do it. But first, we went over to the clip bin. I downloaded a file from YouTube, downloaded the MP4, as you know. I dragged audio into here that I bought on the audiojungle.net website. I used the Google presentation system to create this slide that I call a slide. You call it whatever you want. I used to work at Disney, and I always call them slides. I don't know, they call it graphics, whatever. And then I have the video file here, so I dragged the video and dragged all the elements in, adjusted the audio, and then I went through and edited it. And then the next thing we did was we worked on our intro, and we play that.
Have you ever wanted
and we got our intro all perfect with music.
Product, but you didn't know where to start?
As you can see right here.
Today we're going to look at a wireless charging evaluation kit that might save you
6 to 9 months. Music comes up, slide goes on. I know it's lagging on your end, but you see how clean that is. So we've got our intro, we have our exit, we edited the video, and then let me show you now the exit real quick.
Next product. It really does make it that easy.
And you already saw that a few times, so I won't even show it to you again. All right, next trick is save it, Control S. Just save it. Make sure you save things, okay? Your projects in here. You just never know what's going to happen. Video is a lot. Now, here's how I share it. Josh, how do you send? Well, first of all, I make sure there's nothing to the right so that everything is just really clean, meaning there's no extra clips, because it'll include that when you render it, when you share it. It'll think, oh, you want all this. It doesn't know where you want the video to stop. You could drag and just include this and go to the end, which, hey, let's try it. Let's see what happens. And it'll only produce that. So if you have a bunch of excess stuff you want to keep, you can produce little segments. We'll do that because actually it's going to put a little bit of black, I think, at the end. So what I do, and you can do this without doing that, actually. You could actually clear the selection. But let's do a selection, because if you clear the selection, it does everything. If you do a selection, I believe it only does what you did. Produce and share is what I want you to click on, produce and share. Now, I'm not going to share it to YouTube yet, Google Drive or Screencast. The cool thing about Google Drive is it lets you log into your Gmail and it uploads it to Google Drive, and it doesn't share it to your YouTube. It lets you share it just with a client that you want to watch that. And they play it like a YouTube video in your Google Drive. It is awesome. And it doesn't clutter up your YouTube like I've been doing lately. I'm cluttering up way too many YouTubes. So that's cool if you just want to show one person. If you want it to go to the whole world, you go to YouTube. But I'm going to produce and share it and then show you how I do that. Now, I could share it. Once you click that, you can go to Screencast, Google Drive, YouTube, MP4. I go to Custom Production Settings. I click Next. I click on Windows Media Video, because if you click on some of these other ones, they're huge. AVI is like 100 megabytes, whereas this is 15. Now, I could be wrong, but you get the relationship. This is almost 10 times the size. MP4 Smart Player Flash, I don't need that. I like Windows Media Video because it seems to work well with YouTube, and that is my concern right now. I like that. It does all this automatically. Camtasia Studio, best quality, recommended. So this is awesome. The recommended file size works for me. Now, size. The editing video dimensions is perfect. Typically, if you want to downgrade it or downsize it, you can change that to really small. But I use the editing video, exactly what it was. It renders faster that way. Use this option if you want to do video info. I don't do that. Reporting, I don't do that for SCORM, which is a little bit of educational technology. I'm not using a watermark, but you could. HTML, I don't want that. This is where I tell it, here's where I want you to put it. Silvertel in there, great, save. And this is the name of the product, Silvertel Wireless Charging Evaluation Kit. I name it perfectly, and here's why. It just is so much easier to find it. I spent a little extra moment to put it. I don't name it Video 1. No, I name it properly because you're going to upload it to YouTube. Okay, next, show production results. I don't really need all that, and I click Finish. And now, my friends, it is uploading. It's doing everything that we just talked about. It's not uploading it. It's rendering it onto my website. When I'm done, what I'll do is I'll go over to YouTube under that client's YouTube account. I'll click the upload button, and I will drag and drop the file into here in unlisted mode. Why would I do that? Because you never live publish something until you've viewed it and seen it and tested it and run it forward and backwards and tested back and forth 100 times, okay? So I drag and drop it, or you click here to select the file, and you'll do that from your hard drive. Once it's uploaded, you can fine-tune it, change the below the field information and all that cool stuff. Below the field is the subject line, the description, and the tags. Okay, there you go, my friends. So we have learned a lot. Let's go ahead and jump back over. I really want to thank you for watching this video. Let's turn off screen sharing just for a sec. Let me review. If you've hung out with me for this long, you are awesome. 1, we used the content, which was the Google Hangout. We created slide graphics. We got our music from audiojungle.net. We imported our media to Camtasia. We edited the video intro. We adjusted the audio. We edited the video exit and or end, and we produced and shared it. And then I'm eventually going to upload it to YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm Josh Oakes with MediaLeaders.com. Go to MediaLeaders.com, please, and join our newsletter. You can subscribe above this video if you liked it, or click the links below to learn more about me and my team here in Los Angeles, California. I'm so honored to have you watch this video. It is my honor to share with you some of my tactics and tips on how we build a following and help businesses communicate with customers. I'm Josh. Look forward to seeing you on the next video. MediaLeaders.com. Take care.